Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
America, me got good plan. Mexico water make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberate. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face.
Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza.
With this one majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Thursday. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you've had a really good day, just chilling, just hanging out, patiently waiting for when the next episode of CobraCast 199 will start. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Good to see the chat. Cam Man, Ladybug, Monica Sherman, Roostafar, Raptor, Spazzy Me, Silver Shroud Music, John, Kitty, Toe Beans, Mark Andre Roy, Unlikely Winter, Extremist, Nida. What did I say? Joseph, Candy T, Nosferatu, Russ Martin, Ladybug, Freedon Corpse, Lindsay, East Coast Toasty Boy, Greedo Gaming, a lot of people. Heir to the Empire, Fired Up Gaming, Crazy Joe, Bad Brother, Factual Mage, Magatron 199, Jason. This chat's moving too fast now. So Fear the Deerdo. Good to see all of you here, and of course, Marmillan with the pre-stream chat grift tax. He was the very first comment on the stream. Marmillan, always here. Never disappoints right there. Thank you, brother. Packy Proton says, Dear Jay, I hate flying too, but a chance to meet Gina. I want pussy out of it tax. Well, I've met Gina like a lot. So it's not like this will be my only time to ever meet Gina. So, yeah, if this is your first time, then, yeah, 100%. But I met Gina a lot. but this is a great opportunity. I'm not saying I won't go. I'm just saying I would rather drive. That's all I'm saying. If gun to my head, if you're like, you have to fly, I'm going to fly. I'm not saying I'm not going. I'm just saying I would rather drive if the opportunity presents itself. I would rather drive. I don't like flying. But thank you, Packing Protons, and for becoming a member as well. Let's see. Zenny Biscuit says, I love Trump and Leo. Trump and Leo will probably agree on 90% of things, if not more. If you cry over Francis and Leo not being like John Paul II, bad news. They said the same thing JP did. Media doesn't want a second divine plan. No, and I respect where you're coming from, Zenny Biscuit. I mean, ultimately, Trump is just, we have to understand something, okay? Draken says, yo, no shout out for your boy. I'm sorry, man. I didn't even see you. I tried to shout out as many people as I could. But the thing about Trump is a counter puncher, okay? That's it. He's a counter puncher. If you go after him, he will respond. Simple as that. So if you don't want Trump, and not only that, when Trump responds, Trump hits you back 3 times harder than you hit him. That's just how he is. You hit Trump, Trump will hit back 3 times harder. So if you don't want to be hit back 3 times harder by Trump, then maybe don't say anything about him, or this is the result. Simple as that. So we already know the game. Trump, most famous human being on the planet. So at this point, if you are going to talk bad about Trump, he will respond. Simple as that. Midget Menace says, Jeremy, your thumbnail just got me thinking. I kind of wish the whole Pope debacle happened in Trump's first term, because then, like Afro Man has Colt 45, we would have had Pope 45. Lol. There's always, hey, you could still do Pope 45. You can still do that. The Trump memes are endless. So you provide, he says, LFG, thank you. Hail to you, as always. Saturn Dreaming of Mercury says, not tax day tax. Not tax day tax. Hail to you. Appreciate it. Of course, yo, no shout out for your boy. Of course, always a shout out for you. Grandest Potatoes says, as Gandalf once said, fly, you fools. Or fly, you fool. No balls. Jeremy the Cyborg says, I sent you a DM. Please take a look at it. I took a look at it. I don't see a problem with that. So go ahead and use that character. We actually have a little more structure now than we used to. But as of now, yeah, you got my blessing to use that character you created, brother. Dark Red Knight says, Beardo, cats are basically small horses. Yeah, this one ain't going away, is it? It's not going away. Fear the Deerdo says, good meme or too much? Oh, great meme. Great meme. Like, great. Keep it forever. Cellular Dream says, Jeremy is gay. Dark Warlord says, like you said, been sitting at home twiddling my thumbs waiting for CobraCast. And here we are. Here we are. Sorry I didn't go live earlier today. Had a few things going on. George Ramirez says, why is everybody so horny? Lauren Bobert. She did ask that question. And I immediately knew we were going to be talking about that on the Snake Pit. Jason says, Jeremy rarely acknowledges me. Sad. I just did for the second time. All right. Second time. Let me see. Jess says, I never twiddle my thumbs waiting for this show. Yeah, Jess is always like, please, no show. Please, none at all. Okay. Can we just have no show? That'll make her happy. I will. So I covered this yesterday. I have to talk about this because it's the talk of the internet. It's just so funny. But you guys know I covered this whole thing with, well, let me show you for context. Okay. So everybody's memeing on it now, but the quartering has been basically people have exposed him as basically stealing content. And his shorts in particular is pretty freaking wild. So this is Yellow Flash showing you how the quartering does his shorts right here.
The quartering's been busted for stealing shorts. So let's do a totally transformative reaction to a reaction of his reaction. Tell me what you think about it.
This guy literally steals other people's videos, adds an intro to it, and then uploads it as his own. What do you think of that?
But what are the oranges for? Well, I bet it tasted good. Let me know what you think.
This is it. Add the reaction to it. All right, how about this? All right, because we're going to add levels to this. Okay, we're going to add levels to this. Send me a proper 199, somebody. I feature the proper 199, and then I'll do my what do you think about this, and I'll feature your proper 199 in it, and then I will add Flash and Craig, and I think Smash JT's done one. So that, see, we are going to evolve the grifting, okay? And that's it. Literally stole the content just to put his watermark on it. And then so somebody put this on Twitter. Check this shit out, okay? You want to talk about crazy shit, okay? Look at this.
Check this out. Check this out. You should. And this is these are fire. Let me know what you think in the comments.
What do you think?
Check this out. And again, check this out. Check this out.
It's absolutely insane, man. It's absolutely unbelievable. And the reason I feel a little, I kind of, like I keep saying, I don't want to get into this, but the more shit I see, like I had this dude's back for years, spoke highly of him for years, told everybody he was a good guy for years, because he would always kind of tell you he was out there fighting for the little guy. He's always shouting out little YouTube channels and small YouTube channels and saying he's going to fight for them. And it was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. Like it was all him just projecting to try and make you think he's a good dude. Meanwhile, it was all a facade. It's insane. It's insane. The more I see people are, reporting on this, that, or the other, and I'm just like, wow. But anyway, let's see. Jimbo199 says, Jeremy, would you rather fly to Gina's fight with Harrison Ford as your pilot or have to ride there with Krista as your driver? Fuck. So for the uninitiated, Harrison Ford has famously crashed a lot of planes, a lot. I don't know how many times. And Krista is a woman. And so that's automatically bad as well. So, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the end of my life is because Han fucking Solo crashes a plane, then so be it. Put it on my tombstone. Here lies D-Day Cobra. He died while Han fucking Solo was flying him. Sign me up, okay? Put it on the tombstone. There you go, all right? All day long. Marmillin says, saw what I thought was a pack of Great Danes walking around my neighborhood. Turns out it was just a bunch of deer wandering around. Hail Yellow Flash. I watched your video earlier. Flash gave me a shout out. Thank you, Yellow Flash. I appreciate it. Yeah, he was talking about, like, why would anybody watch Quartering's political content when you could watch D-Day Cobra or somebody else that knows what's going on? I appreciate it, Flash. Let's see here. Marmalade says Smash JT did one too. I'm gonna have to do one. It's the trend now. Cole House says Jeremy is a real American hero. Yo Joe. Let's fucking go. Bubba Doom says, love you, Jeremy. No Deardo. Oh my God. Is this the new no homo? No Deardo? This is all right. We are reaching insane meme levels in this community. Okay. No Deardo is no homo now. Holy fuck. That's amazing. Bubba Doom. Good job, buddy. 2012 James says Jeremy has two settings on and more on the news. You damn right. Hiking Expedition says, check this out. Hey guys, check this out. What do you think about this? God, pathetic, man. Pre-Dawn Corpse with a 199, not a proper 199, but a 199. Keenan says GG Gaming streams went from Sundays to Mondays to Wednesdays. Was there any other day y'all would do it? It really just comes down to the evolution of all the other stuff we have going on. Because the gaming stream, at least the one you're talking about, Keenan, that requires to have multiple people on it. And so sometimes because of schedules and other shows that people commit to and things we have going on, that's why we have shifted that stream around so much to accommodate everybody's schedules. So, it may evolve more, but not really sure. Jason says, I'm convinced unsubbing, quartering, hate phonies. I'll never ask you to unsubscribe to a channel. I'll never demand anybody unsubscribe to anything. I feel that everybody has the right to make up their own opinions on things. But the reality of the situation is the more that we look into this, the more that gets exposed, the worse that it looks every single day. And, I do feel a responsibility to have to continue to call this stuff out, considering I put him over so many times. Talked so highly of him so many times. So Jimbo199 says, is this the second beard of shame in CobraCast history? Bring back the old thumbnail with the new beard. I know people really want the beard of shame back. They really want that one back. Mod Eric says, fly with Harrison Ford or Krista Drives. Can I take a third option? Ride with Ted Bundy. All three dead, but maybe Bundy would be quick. Packy Proton says, why is my, what is it? Venison barking at me. 2012 James says Krista as driver and shoes if we get there safe. So you guys really want that. Bring it back. I know people are wanting Yellow Flash to bring it back. I was watching Flashcast and I'm like, since Jeremy retired it, can you bring it back? Everybody wants me to bring this damn thing back. Well, let's get into the news, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a few things to talk about. It's been a busy day. It's been an interesting day, to say the least. But before we get into the news, let's talk about the real story. Gina Carano has a great personality. Let's just give Gina a little bit of credit.
Right here, and then when your team gets here, and my guys will escort you downstairs. You go right here. You go in here.
Gina has a great personality. Just saying. Damn. She has worked her ass off to get in shape for this fight, and she is a megastar, an absolute megastar. So I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Gina is the best, and she's got a ton of support, and everybody is excited for this one. So looking forward to it, man. I cannot wait. I can't wait. All right. So let's get into today's news. Trump has been talking about the Pope, and I can't even focus with Gina on screen. Hang on just a minute. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I couldn't focus. With the Pope, Trump was asked today if he would meet with Pope Leo President Trump says he will not meet with Pope Leo over their feud with the Iran war. Trump said it's very important that Pope understands Iran killed 42,000 people that were totally unarmed. They were protesters. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Would you meet with the Pope to even out your differences? I don't think it's necessary.
It's very important that the Pope understands. Very, very important. It'd be nice not to say it. Iran killed 42,000 people that were totally unarmed. They were protesters. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they did, every country, including Italy, where he's stationed, every single country in the world would be in trouble. So we're doing very well with respect to that, having to do with the whole situation on Iran. The blockade is amazing. It's holding up very strong, very powerfully. And I think we're making a lot of progress in that. But the Pope has to understand Iran, very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. The world would be in great danger.
Mr. President, would you meet with the Pope to even out your differences with Catholics or torn?
I don't think it's necessary.
Such a Chad move. I don't think it's necessary. And then they were asking about it more. Trump kind of has his standard answer, but he says, I have the right to disagree with the Pope.
Are you fighting with the Pope? And are you worried it's upsetting your
No, I don't. I have to do what's right. The Pope has to understand that. Very simple. I have nothing against the Pope. His brother's MAGA all the way. I like it.
The most Trumpian answer. I have nothing against the Pope. His brother is MAGA all the way.
No, I don't. I have to do what's right. The Pope has to understand that. Very simple. I have nothing against the Pope. His brother's MAGA all the way. I like his brother, Louis. I'm not fighting with him. The Pope made a statement. He says Iran can have a nuclear weapon. I say Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if the Pope looked at the 42,000 people that were killed over the last 2 or 3 months as a protester with no weapons, no nothing, I mean, you take a look at that. So I can disagree with the Pope. I have a right to disagree. I have a right to disagree with the Pope.
What do you say to people who see that, who see your criticism of the
look, nothing. I have no disagreement with the fact the Pope can say what he wants, and I want him to say what he wants, but I can disagree. I think that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they do, the whole world would be at jeopardy. The Middle East will be blown up, and the whole world will be at jeopardy. We're very close to making a deal. That'll be a great thing. The Pope has to understand Iran has killed more than 42,000 people over the last few months. Think of it. Protesters without guns, without anything. They were totally unarmed protesters. The Pope has to understand that. This is the real world. It's a nasty world. But as far as the Pope and saying what he wants, he can do that. Now, I know the Pope's brother. He is a big MAGA person. He's got MAGA all over his house. His name is Louis. He's actually a great guy. And I'm sure the Pope is a great guy. I haven't met him. But I disagree with the Pope. If the Pope would allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon, you can't do that.
I love how he brings up his brother. I like his brother. He's MAGA all the way. Now, we had Scott Jennings said it perfectly on Pope Leo right here over on CNN. Hey, what do you think about this?
To me, I think as Americans look at the overall project here, they want to know, are we winning militarily, and are we getting close to meeting our goal of keeping these people, these fanatics, from getting a nuclear weapon? That's basically the information that I think needs to be communicated.
And what would you say about the productivity of picking a fight with the first American Pope?
I agreed with what the president said today.
Nobody cares about your identity politics, qualifiers.
He's welcome to his statements, and he says, he's more than welcome to do that. And the president's more than welcome to disagree. I mean, the Pope has a job to do in his role as Pope.
You notice how they weaponize America when they can go against Trump? You notice that? Like, his first American Pope, and he's fighting with him. Like, now it's okay to be American. Now it's okay to be pro-America. Now it's okay to identify as America. Now it's okay to be proud of being American. Suddenly, when you can use it to go after Trump.
The president has a job to do in his role as the president. And he has said, we're not going to let Iran get a nuclear weapon. And frankly, my understanding is the Pope doesn't believe in nuclear weapons either. So he should look at this as an opportunity to say, hey, we're all in alignment on at least this one goal. Let's keep these fanatics that hate Western civilization from getting a nuclear weapon.
Can we just back up?
To me,
I mean, perfectly said by Scott Jennings. And ultimately, yeah, I mean, this is the name of the game is President Trump is never going to back down when somebody comes after him. That's not who he is. So accept that. The people that are shocked by this, the people that are, clutching their pearls over this and pretending that this offends them, again, are faking it. This is who Trump is. This is who he's always been. This is why he is the sitting president of the United States, who's been elected 3 times now, and the most recent time won the popular vote and all the swing states for a reason, because people like his style. People like how he operates. This is consistent with who he's always been. End of discussion. All right. Teresa says, Jeremy, don't you think it's safer to spend 6 hours flying instead of 2 days driving? Well, the qualifier there is like generally probably yes. Statistically, yes. But 2 days of me driving is safer than any other traveling because I am a phenomenal driver. That's it. Like, I've driven all over this country. I've driven to Florida, to, California multiple times. I've driven from Florida to LA or to Vegas. I've driven from Florida to New York. I've driven from Florida to Seattle. And so, yeah, me driving, I know how to drive. I know how to avoid retarded people on the road as well. Now, again, it's not 100%, eventually, if you drive as much as I drive, you're probably going to get in a bad situation. But I do believe in my ability to always be aware of my surroundings on the road. Anybody that's ever driven with me knows how aware I am. I'm aware of every move, every vehicle. I keep myself out of bad situations, and my eyes are always on the mirrors. So, but yeah, I know statistically speaking, flying is safer. Superman even said it. And of course, I'm going to listen to Superman. But yeah, so that will be my counterpoint. Eradicator says, for 20 says, Jeremy Prime has learned a lot from pissing in bottles on stream to your amazing reading skills. Thank you for all of the years of honesty and fun. I appreciate that. I really do. And it's been a long road to get here, but we're still here for some reason. Jeremy is forklift certified, total Chad energy. Not only am I forklift certified, at least I was certified forklift trainer as well, which I don't want to brag, but back in the day when you had a killer awesome KD, when you could make memes, that would always kind of get you the ladies. But you were leveling up when you said, not only do I have an awesome KD ratio in Modern Warfare, not only do I make memes, baby, I'm forklift certified. And the girls would just, they were everywhere when they found out you were forklift certified. Like, it was over at that point in time. It was over. Jimbo199 says, seriously though, if you had to ride across country with someone else from G&G driving, who would it be? My guess is Ryan. Ryan is a good driver. Well, there's only one person that I have actually, let me think about this for a minute. There's only one person that comes to mind that I've actually let drive while I was in the car. Because if I can help it, I will always drive. I don't care who's in the car with me. I'm the driver. Nobody else drives but me. But so I think it was a Vegas trip. And for the last 5 hours, I was done. And Jay had to drive at least a few hours so I could get a power nap in. So that's the only person that I know that has driven. Like, I mean, I've probably ridden in Ryan's car with him. I've probably ridden in other people's vehicles with them here and there. But like, Jay's the only person that I know of that I've let drive my vehicle that I remember while I was in it. That's the only person I remember. So Jay's a good driver. So there you have it. 2012 Jameson got that one. Bird Up says, the situation with the quartering has taught us that One who fights a Jack Murphy must ensure that he doesn't become a Jack Murphy. It's wild, man. You know, like it's crazy. I don't get it, man. I don't get how this just continues to happen, but here we are. Success on YouTube and the internet is hard for some people to deal with. You know, I don't struggle with any type of alcohol or drug problems like many others that have seen huge success on YouTube. And maybe that's the thing that drags so many people down. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Babo Yogi says it went hunting last November, came home with 3 leather collars, hard to mount on a wall, and the stakes were stringy too. I'm so going to hell. Pracky Proton says, sit, Bambi, sit. Good dear Og. Keenan says, did you see the movie Outbreak in 1995? Outbreak with Morgan Freeman and Dustin Hoffman. Been a long time, but I did see that movie. It's been a long ass time since I saw that one. I think, right? Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman. Am I right about that? Bright Matt says, what's up, Jeremy? Hope you're well, enjoying the streams. Keep up the awesome content. Hail to you. Hail to the 199. P.S. It's football, not soccer. Damn right. Renee Russo's in it. Okay. I forgot about her being on it. In it. I actually wouldn't mind watching that movie again. It's been a long ass time since I watched that one. Back in the old days when movies were good. Yeah, do you remember that movie with Kevin Spacey and Samuel L. Jackson, The Negotiator? That was a mid-90s movie as well, I believe. If you've never seen The Negotiator, watch that one. Damn good movie. I haven't seen that one in a long time either, but that's a damn good movie. So recommended if you haven't seen it. Next up, now, if you remember, first, all right, I hate to do this, but part of being a YouTuber, part of being a content creator is admitting when you were wrong about something. Okay? I will admit when I'm wrong about things, and we have reached yet another one of these instances where I was wrong about something. I have been very critical of this individual. I have been very dismissive of this individual, and I've been dismissive of the people that watch this person's content. However, it's time to admit when I was wrong. We now have damning evidence provided by Candace Owens. Erica Kirk was evil. Erica Kirk must be stopped. Candace Owens has exposed Erica and Charlie Kirk's married life. I was wrong about Candace.
All right, you guys, I have a show for you. Do we have a show today? We're going to be covering what's really going on because some things just don't add up. They just don't add up. And we're going to take a journey. We're going to take a journey to uncover the truth. And we're so close, you guys. We're so close. We're so close. So close. As many of you know, I've been...
Bro, the mannerisms are on point. Like, the mannerisms are so good.
Gathering information from my mommy sleuths, those who live near Erica Kirk and around Erica Kirk. And they have told me some very interesting information, some very interesting things that are just bizarre. Sources have told me.
Now, this right here, this just to show you, we can say a lot about Candace Owens. One thing that I will not take away from her, she is a very, very good communicator. And she is very good at building a story and building a narrative. If you build a story and build a narrative and you are an effective communicator, you can get certain people on the internet to believe anything that you say.
That while Charlie was alive, him and Erica Kirk actually lived in the same house.
Wow.
And Erica would monitor his every move. They spent a lot of time together.
Oh.
Sources have told me that they even slept in the same bedroom, okay?
Dude, what? This married couple slept in the same bedroom. Erica must be stopped.
Which is bizarre. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know how you could sleep and share a bed with somebody. I don't know how you could do that. And that would certainly affect your sleep. But Charlie was controlled.
Ugh.
Charlie was clearly controlled.
Ugh.
Apparently, Erica cooked for him. She cooked him meals.
Wow.
Which means not only was his schedule controlled, but his diet, the very food that he would eat, was monitored and controlled. Okay?
Holy crap. Imagine having a woman that cooks your food to monitor and control your diet. Now, clearly, this is Mossad controlling this. This is 100%, like, it's not even a question. Of course it is.
To have somebody in the same house as you all the time, monitoring your every move, controlling what you do, controlling what you eat for breakfast, for lunch, and diner. All 3 meals, okay? Something doesn't feel right. Doesn't add up. Other sources close to the Kirks informed me that Eric and Charlie would engage in these rituals in which they would literally exchange bodily fluids, okay?
Oh, God. What kind of demonic shit were they into? This is evil, ladies and gentlemen.
Rituals in which they would literally exchange bodily fluids, okay? In some sort of experiment to try to make children.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. I wasn't prepared for that one. This is next level right here. This is demonic. They're actually making children now. Why would they make children? What's the point of making children? Can someone explain this to me?
In some sort of experiment to try to make children. They would try to make children in this satanic ritualistic way, okay? This was some sort of act, some sort of experiment, likely funded by Israel, funded by the Mossad. They would do this some sort of experiment, likely funded by Israel, funded by the Mossad. They would do this to create human beings, especially children. This was obviously, it's so obvious. This was some sort of trafficking ring that Erica Kirk was engaged in her own house, using Charlie in order to create people, to create children. And this is just bizarre. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would exchange bodily fluids. I don't know why you would engage in these acts. It just seems like a waste of time and supplies. But something's going on here. Something doesn't feel right.
Josiah, I feel you, brother. Like, can you believe this? Can you believe a man and a woman were living in the same house in order to then, with this demonic ritual, exchange body fluids to create children?
And this is just weird. This is just bizarre. And I know this because I'm married. I have a husband, okay? And obviously we do not share a bedroom. We do not share a house. We live separate lives, which is normal. Which is normal. And it's normal. Tune in next week, guys, and I'll teach you how to make him a sandwich. So you control your husband's food too? Darling, just the sausage in a bun, please.
In case you're wondering, this is him right here. Great account. I highly recommend following him. He's really, really good. So I was wrong about Candace, everybody. I was wrong. I did not know that Erica Kirk was this evil. I did not know that she was controlling Charlie Kirk's diet. I did not know that she had him on a schedule. I had no idea. So I now will have to say I was wrong about her. And clearly Trump is controlled by Israel. And it's just terrible. Just terrible. Okay, right here, we got Trump live from Vegas right now.
Farm.
This is
You
live.
have no inheritance tax. You have no death tax. It's a big thing. You know, people go out and they would borrow money, especially the farmers. I mean, they go out and they leave their farm, and the farm is valuable, but not a lot of cash. They live good. They wouldn't trade anytime. And they go out and they get a bill for taxes for the farm. The parents leave the farm to the children. The children go to the bank. They borrow a lot of money. They mortgage up the farm, and they end up losing the farm. They go bankrupt. They commit suicide in many. It's a horrible
I'll read
thing
all
that
these.
went on.
Sure.
You
I'll
have
highlight
no
them when they come in.
death taxes now. You have no inheritance taxes. And seeing his take-home pay skyrocket, a bellman at the nearby Paris hotel reportedly said words that no one has ever uttered before. God bless the IRS. Can you believe it? I've never heard that before. We have to patent that. We have to do something. Earlier this week at the White House, I met a wonderful woman named Sharon Simmons, a grandmother driving DoorDash to help support her husband's cancer treatment. She's got serious cancer. He's going to be okay, I think. Sharon delivered McDonald's to the Oval Office. It was a little bit of a, to be honest, it was a little tacky. They come up with these crazy ideas like McDonald's, although that was the biggest ever on Google. They say #1 ever. And the garbage truck. I mean, we do these things in politics. They're a little embarrassing. They're a little tiny embarrassing, but we do them and you win by landslides. It's one of the, so we got to keep doing them. No, we got to knock on the Oval Office door. This did not happen. That's the first maybe in the history of the Oval Office. And it was a very beautiful woman standing there with 2 big bags of McDonald's hamburgers. And I say, is this really believable? But the point of it was she made $11,000 that she had no idea was coming. And it was really great. It turned out to be really great. So as part of our tax cuts, we also included no tax on overtime. And, one of the things, though, that I think is so great, we have something that's never happened before. It was an idea that I thought up. I went to Scott. I went to some of our people. So when rich people do something, they always look for deductions, right? It's always deductions. They have deductions and everything. And middle class and middle income people, poorer people, they don't think in terms of deductions. So I said, you buy a car that's American made, give a deduction on the interest you pay on the loan that you use to buy the car. And everyone said, oh, that's good. It sounds simple, but it's never been done before. And you have that too. So when you go out and you take a loan on your car, you deduct the interest. It's a big deal for people. Never happened before. You would think it was sort of basic. I thought it was so brilliant when I thought it. But the truth is it never happened before. And nobody mentions it, but it's a very big factor. And it's having a huge impact on our car companies, which are expanding like never before. We're selling more cars now. A lot of it has to do with tariffs. You pay no tariffs if you come here. If you don't come here, you pay a lot of tariffs. And we're raising those tariffs very soon. Not on you. It's on people from the outside that don't build their plants here. We have now hundreds of billions. We have actually $18 trillion being invested in the United States because of a lot of reasons, but because of tariffs. Because of tariffs. If they sell their product into our country, they have to pay tariffs. If they make that same product here, they don't.
Oh, definitely.
So they're
Jimbo.
coming in.
Definitely.
I'll tell you, pharmaceutical companies are coming in at levels that nobody's ever seen. We're having our drugs made here, our prescription drugs are being made here, which is something that's very important. So our tax cut for overtime workers have already been claimed by more than 26 million Americans, and America's finally had the president, the kind of president who believes in them. I believe in rewarding you for the great work you've done, the great job you've done, and for having to suffer for 4 years of embarrassment. Our country was an embarrassment. Our country, a year ago, our country was an embarrassment. And all over the world, they laughed at us. And they don't laugh anymore. They are not laughing. They're not laughing anymore. I don't think anybody, just ask those. I don't want to be a wise guy. I don't want to speak too soon. But we do very well. You notice that we're doing very well. And I will say the war in Iran is going along swimmingly. We can do whatever we want. And it should be ending pretty soon. It was perfect. I mean, it's perfect. It was the power we have, our military. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. I built it 4 years, my first 4 years. And we're still building it.
Yes. From what I understand, super chats are considered tips.
Anti-rockets, if you look at the way we shoot, we had 111 rockets shot at one of our ships. I won't name the ship, but it was a beauty. And out of the 111 rockets shot, all 111, and these things move at about 3,000 miles an hour. You know, it's not like, oh, gee, we have plenty of time to think about it. Every single one of them, 111, were all shot down. Think of that. Shot down.
Yellow
They're
Flash
laying
says
at the
they
bottom
are.
of the sea. So needless to say, it was a ship that they were shooting at. But we've had it. We had 101. We had 101, and then 2 days later, we had 111. Every one of them was hit. That's the equipment that we have is incredible. There's never been anything like it.
It's weird. I would have highlighted your comment, Flash, but it didn't show up on my StreamYard. StreamYard sucks.
Over 51 million seniors now pay. Seniors are loving me, and I love them. Of course, I'm not a senior, so I cater to the seniors, but I don't happen to be a senior myself. Thank you very much. Over 51 million seniors now pay zero federal tax on Social Security income. 51 million. And they never saw that happening. And when I went to him and I said, how much would it cost for about 50 to 60 million seniors not to pay tax? He said, sir, are you kidding? This was Scott. They said, let's do it. Go ahead. And you know what's happened? The economy is doing so well. By the way, we had to do a little journey down to Iran. And I didn't want to do that, but we had to because we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Can't let them have a nuclear weapon. And, you know, we just hit
Thank you, Plague Doctor.
50,000 on the Dow. I don't know if you people know what that means. 50,000 on the Dow is unthinkable. They said at the end of his fourth year, maybe, but more likely fifth or sixth year. My fifth or sixth year. That sounds good too. But remember, you know, the hat says 4 more years. It drives the Democrats crazy. It drives them 4 more years. 4 more years. I have to laugh at that one. They go crazy. What a bunch of lunatics they are. You know, we want to get along and we want bipartisan, but after a while you say these people, they're just, you know, they don't want to pay our ICE agents. They don't want to pay our security people. They don't want to take care of our border. They want to have open borders for everybody. They want to have men playing in women's sports. Think of it, men playing in women's sports. That's got to be a 95-5. Maybe it's a 99-1 issue. And I saw a guy today on television, a Democrat that I know. He's trying to justify men playing in women's sports. He's trying to justify open borders. No, we can't let them back in. They'll destroy the country. They'll destroy our country. But millions of retirees like those here in Nevada, and you know, it's a very important word, Nevada. Don't ever say the other way. I'm not going to say it because they'll say it. I won't say it the other way because they'll put it. Yeah. He said, you lose the whole state. I don't know.
I get yelled at all the time.
Pretty good the other way, to be honest with you.
Yes,
Some people
Trump, yes. Thank you.
Nevada is beautiful. And seeing an average deduction over $7,500 this year, which is incredible. The great big beautiful bill is filled with tax cuts Americans are only just beginning to discover. So the tax cuts turned out to be larger than anybody thought, even us. I mean, we didn't think it was going to be as much, but people are getting much more. It's come from that. And the Democrats don't know what to do because they used to ridicule it, you know, the great big beautiful bill. And now they're saying, don't mention the words. Just don't talk about it because it's been great. But we got to keep it. We have to win the midterms. We virtually eliminated the so-called, so many taxes. We have like 19 different taxes in all different forms that we eliminated. And we dramatically expanded a thing called school choice, which is a big deal, We made homeschool expenditures, the homeschoolers. Do we have any homeschoolers here? Right? Very good. Congratulations. Homeschool expenditures tax deductible. We created the brand new Trump accounts with Michael and Susan Dell, the Dell family.
Dermy Wormy's crushing it right now. Hail Dermy Wormy.
Family, but he put up $6.25 billion. Namely, he did a good job in life. He's putting up more. He came to me with the idea with some of his friends. His wife is fantastic, by the way. And he said, you know, these accounts where children will grow up, and by the time they're 18 or 20 or 21, they could have $100,000. I mean, they may be poor, they'll have $100,000. What a big difference. So I just want to thank the Dell family. It's great. You know, buy their computer.
Trump seems very like he's
I
very
said, how
on
did
point
you get
today.
so rich by doing computers? He said, well, in college, I was good at computers. I'd just sit on my bed, I'd make computers, and people would buy them. And he never stopped. He never stopped. Sort of an amazing story if you want to know that shit. But we have a $1,000 contribution for every newborn child. Think of that. 5 million have already been opened. It's been incredible. People are going out there doing it. Some are buying it from many other children. Some are taking some richer people are taking lots of people under their wing. We have one man that took the state of Ohio, and he's obviously pretty rich, and he's made the contribution on behalf of so many children. It's really turned out to be amazing, actually. And we made interest on new car loans deductible, which I told you it's a big deal. I think it's really something, but only if it's made here. And that's only if it's made in America. And we're proud to see it being made in America. We used to have, when I was growing up, it would say everything made in America. It meant it was better. And then over the years, it disappeared. We brought it back, and we make great products now. Today, when you see made in America, it's, generally speaking, I think it's a better product. This tax season, over 1 million Americans already deducted their auto loans and their auto interest. Think of that. And they're saving a write-off. They're having a write-off of over $2,000, sometimes much more. And you get a full write-off. It's pretty amazing. Together, these brand new cuts and deductions in the Republican bill have been claimed by nearly half of all tax filers. So in one form or another, more than 50% have taken advantage of the things that we put into the bill. By the way, we have a lot of other things other than that. We have incentives. We have the expensing for businesses, and the expensing is such a big deal. You have a business, you're allowed to deduct it immediately as opposed to over 38 years and other things. And to me, that's one. We had the best economy in the history of our country in my first term, and we're blowing it out now. We're blowing it away now. And despite our little diversion to the lovely country of Iran, lovely place, but we had to do that because otherwise bad things could happen, really bad things. So we've sent out, and I think you're going to see some incredible results, for those people that question it. You're going to see some, the job we've done has been amazing. The ships are out there today, and they're saying, don't come here, don't even think about it. And you have these massive tankers saying, let's get the hell out of here. It's amazing. It's amazing. But we've sent out $30 billion more in refunds than at the same time last year. And employers who adjust their withholding levels now will see an immediate surge in their take-home pay for the remainder of 2026. You're going to see a big surge. The numbers are really tremendous. And that's why I'm out here. If they were bad, I wouldn't be here today. I'd be sitting home watching television, I think. We can never forget that every single radical left Democrat in Congress voted to deny the American people these life-saving changes. They voted for tax increases. They wanted your taxes to go up. I've never seen it before. All my life, I've been sort of always interested in politics. Never did it before. I decided to do it a little while ago, not too long. But I've never seen it before. I'd watch politicians for 30 years, 40 years. We will lower your taxes. We will lower your taxes. These are the only people, the Democrats now, the modern day Democrats. We will raise your taxes. And I just don't think it's winnable. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little old fashioned, I guess. But they voted for the largest tax hike in history. The Democrats just voted for the largest tax hike in history. Democrats in Congress caused this, the inflation. The fake news gets on me. I have to be very accurate when I speak because they'll say, he's exaggerated. So the real number is 48 years. That inflation's the highest in 48 years. I don't believe that. I think it's the highest in history. But they say, he said history, and they say, but I'm okay with 48 years. 48 years is long enough. What do you think? But the real number they say is 48 years. I believe it's the highest inflation, and they caused it. And they then wanted to raise your tax. So their tax raise that they wanted was more than $5 trillion, which to each person is probably about $4,000 or $5,000. And they wanted to raise your taxes. The great big beautiful bill also slashed taxes on millions of American small businesses, including restaurants, dry cleaners, corner stores. What is a corner store? I've never heard that term. I know what a corner store is, but I've never heard it described. A corner store. Who the hell wrote that, please? And more. As of today, over 12 million small business flyers have paid nearly $7,000 less in taxes. So on average, your small businesses have paid about $7,000 less. That's a lot for a small business. In large part, thanks to our cuts today, the economy is booming. Our economy is booming. You know, you don't read about it. You don't see it so much because of what's going on in Iran, which is really, you know, it's been 2 months. I mean, 2 months. You've been in other wars for 18 years, 4 years with me. I'm in there for a month. Well, he said he'd get out a month. Did you see where I did a list last week? 17 years in Vietnam and 5 years in Afghanistan and more, much more than that, and all these different places. And I said, we were in there for 2 months. And you know what? We're going to have victory very shortly. This is not... And against a very tough, smart country. These people were fighters. And, you know, I don't want to claim it before the fact, but they have no Navy left. 158 ships at the bottom of the sea. 158, think of it. 158. I got angry. I said, why didn't you save them? We could have used them, you know. They would rather shoot them than save them. I said, what the hell? It's only money. But some of them were good. They had one named the Soleimani. You know what the Soleimani? We took him out. He was the worst, one of the worst terrorists in the history of this country, this world. They killed many of our people. Many of our people have been killed. When you see a young soldier mostly going around without legs, without arms, with their faces so badly injured, it was Soleimani that did that. The roadside bombs, they were just terrible. He was the father of the roadside bomb. We killed him. And that had a big impact on Iran. That had a big impact on Iran. Because he was, I think it maybe would be a different story if he were around. I mean, he was a horrible person, a horrible human being. He was a mad genius, but it probably would have been more difficult. We still would have won by fast, but it would have been not probably
won by
as fast as it has gone. In the report released last week, core inflation was down to the lowest level in 5 years. And very shortly, we're going to be probably 8 or 9 years. Don't forget, we're having some fake inflation because of the fuel, the energy prices, which everybody said was going to $250. We were talking about that, Scott. They said $250, $300. I mean, today, what was it? It finished at $89 or $90, right? And that's in the, you know, we haven't settled yet. Maybe we won't, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. But think of that, how well we're doing, and we have this. A lot of people thought that inflation would be through the roof and the stock market would crash. Well, we just hit an all-time new stock market. So it's amazing. I had people, we have consultants, great guys that we both know, we see, and they're very talented. Sir, if you do this, fuel is going to go to $300 a barrel, right? One guy in particular who we like a lot. But I said, I don't think so. I think we're going to be good. We always find a way. You know, you got to find a way. But, sir, don't do it, sir. $300 a barrel. It's going to be a wild thing. It's going to be horrible. The depression is going to happen. Well, it's not going to happen because we just hit a brand new all-time high. And fuel's at 89. It's actually a lot lower than that in a lot of areas. So, but let's not get away from, you know, let's see what happens over the next week or so. You know, I think you're going to be very impressed. And if you are, vote for the Republicans in the midterms, okay? But the king of Saudi Arabia, a very smart guy, invested $2 trillion. We have Qatar, we have UAE, Saudi Arabia. The king of Saudi Arabia, they invested trillions of dollars in our country. And he said to me a year and a half ago, I was with him, he said, you know, 2 years ago, you were a dead country. Everyone thought America was finished. We were a laughingstock with a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. He was so horrible. I mean, it's not even funny. It's like he was horrible. He allowed 25 million people into the country, totally unvetted and unchecked. And, that's a tough, we're still getting them out. And we had 11,888 murderers, 50% of whom murdered more than one people. Let into our country. They emptied their jails into America. But the king said, 2 years ago, you were a dead country. And now you're the hottest country anywhere in the world. Look at us. We're the hottest country in the world. So pretty good, right? So to talk more about these incredible things that are happening, I'm going to ask really a respected guy, a great guy too. He's difficult. This guy. He's difficult, but he's great. And when he speaks, the whole market gets soothed. When I speak, the market goes a little jittery. And they say, Scott, go out there, clean it up for me, Scott. But no, he's a fantastic guy. And Scott, you're going to say a few words. And then we're going to hear from a few of the people, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Officer, Cruz Littlefield, the co-founder and CEO of a local nonprofit called Power to Parent, Erin Phillips, a bartender and makeup artist, Erica Cassell, and a longtime culinary worker, Nicole Williams. And then we're going to hear from a few others. We're going to go pretty quickly. But Scott, you want to say a few words, please? Thank you.
I heard Marty O'Donnell was supposed to be there. I know Trump has just recently endorsed him. I don't know if I know he's there at the event. I don't know if he's going to be speaking, but it's crazy that Trump is endorsing Marty O'Donnell, and Elon Musk endorsed him as well. And since we're mentioning Marty O'Donnell, all right, we have to play this for a minute, okay? We have to play it. We have to. Whew. This is the gaming national anthem right here. Pure greatness. Yep, it's the greatest. So good. And the best part of this is that if you go into the comments, it's the greatest comment section in YouTube history. Let us all take a moment of silence for all those last online 8 years ago. Love you all. Everyone watching this video is my brother. I'll never forget. The Halo 2 and Modern Warfare 2 era will forever be in our hearts until we die. Always my brothers, even after death. For real. So good, man. Never forget. Remember, reach, my brothers. Love you too, bro. Wherever you are and wherever I am still in the fight with you. Freaking great, man. Like, you want to call gamers toxic? Get the hell out of my face, man. This is true gamers right here. It was a pleasure playing with you all. Gamers never die. Well, folks, here we are in 2025, wishing it was still 2007. Of all of our friends who have been sleeping avatars on Xbox 360 that will never wake up. This is some deep stuff, man. The fact that you searched this up means something. Man. Powerful stuff. But yeah, man. Don't cry because it's gone. Smile because it happened. Greatness. This one's deep right here. You never know. You never knew at the time, but at one point you looked at this screen and joined a lobby for the last time. Bro. Come on, man. That is a deep comment right there. Look at that. My allergies are acting up, man. My allergies are bothering me right now. We got to stop. Anyway, We will get back to, we'll have this on and when Trump talks more, because I'm sure he's going to be getting some questions and things like that. So let's hear.
For those of you who have children born during President Trump's term, Treasury will seed that account with $1,000. For those of you with children under 18, you can add to those accounts. Great philanthropists like Michael Susan Dell are adding to that.
Let me get some of these super chats while he's still talking. So anyway, John Wayne says, call me Israel. Is that how she said it? Israel? I guess that's how she says it. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, people caught Candace contradicting herself again. She's claiming there's no evidence Charlie gave TPOSA to Erica. But there's an old clip of Candace saying, my sources confirmed that he gave it to her. That sounds about right. That's pretty much Candace Owens in a nutshell. I don't know what your name is. Leo met with Obama strategist right before this. Then several cardinals went on mainstream media. This is organized and they're counting on Catholics not seeing it. So they think Trump just randomly lashed out. Yes. And that's kind of their song and dance. I mean, it's the same thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know? Hang on just a minute.
Before I answer, I just want to say two things to me very important. So right now in this country, we have more people working than at any time in the history of our country. Think of that. And also, that's pretty good. And, you know, while in Europe and a lot of other places, they're looking for oil, they're looking for gas, they want gasoline, they're having a hard time. We have a lot. So at this moment, right now, we have more oil production than Russia and Saudi Arabia by far. Russia and Saudi Arabia put together, if you add them up together, and by next year, it will be double that amount. So it's pretty amazing. Those two facts. More people working than ever before. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Officer Cruz Littlefield, please.
So what are y'all saying his name is? Generic name? Or is it Gene Eric name? Huh, never know. But yeah, that is the exact template of making Trump seem to be unhinged, making it seem like Trump is just picking fights out of nowhere, where we all know that historically Trump is a counter puncher, but they love to build these narratives that Trump is just out of control. He's unhinged, yada, yada, yada. It's the same thing they're doing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's ridiculous. Minister of Wrong Thing says, fake news alert. Pete Hegseth was accused recently of mistaking a movie quote as actually reading from the Bible. The problem, Hegseth literally started the segment off by saying it's from Pulp Fiction. I didn't even see that they were pushing that narrative. That's freaking hilarious. Good Lord, man. Pathetic. John Orchard says, maybe people like Trump because he acts like what we think an American president should speak. You didn't see the pearl clutching when Biden and Harris said don't. Damn right you didn't. Ehab says, I want Gina to think of me like the Strait of Hormuz. Claim ownership and have it her way. Let's see. Bright Matt says, I just upset a lot of Yanks in the chat. That's okay. Minister of Wrong Think says that who had Pope's old tweets exposed on the bingo card? You never know.
The co-founder and CEO of a local nonprofit doing really well called Power to Parent, Erin Phillips.
I'm right here, actually. Hi. I'm Erin Phillips. It's an honor to be here as a mom and a founder of this nonprofit organization. We believe that empowered parents protect kids. And so everything we do flows out of that idea. And as a mom of 5, this is deeply personal to me. It's not just something that, I talk about regularly. We've seen so many families, especially in our community, that feel outmatched by systems. And so what we do is we try to empower them to advocate for themselves through policy and really just help with their children's education in general and any issue that is a parental rights issue. So that's what we do. And I just want to thank you for what you've done in regards to protecting women's sports. We know that, when we protect women's sports, we're really protecting the opportunities that our daughters have. And I have daughters myself. And so it's so important. And so many girls have already been hurt. So thank you for what you've done on that level. And then, it also helps them know that they're worth protecting and that they matter. And I think that's something that we haven't shown our girls prior to this. one more thing that I just really want to highlight is the federal tax credit scholarship. And I just need you to know that this is a game changer for families and who feel stuck. I think oftentimes we have these families that I already mentioned that they feel outmatched by systems and they are stuck in a system that is not working for their child. And so what this scholarship does is it expands education freedom. It gives parents the power to choose the right education for their children. And families that we serve in our community, it means hope, it means access, it means a future for their children that they otherwise wouldn't be able to afford. And we are already planning, preparing to help families access this money here in Nevada. So thank you for that. And lastly, I just want to say that I'm grateful for your leadership because you recognize the critical role that families play. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. Bartender and makeup artist, Erica Cassell.
Hi, President Trump. I'm a makeup artist and a bartender here in Las Vegas. I just wanted to say thank you for all you've done for us. I know as a bartender, the no tax on tips is amazing, especially, I'm gonna start crying, those expecting mom. It's great for my daughter as well. The Trump account's also amazing. So thank you
Great.
so much.
Thank you very much. Good. Well, you enjoy it and good luck. Good job. Thank you, Dan. And a longtime culinary worker, a great person, Nicole Williams. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
Hello, Mr. President. I am a longtime bartender on the Las Vegas Strip, and I first heard the idea of no tax on tips mentioned to me by my friend Alita, who helped manage your campaign in Nevada. And she's amazing. She mentioned it to me, and I started thinking about like what an awesome idea it was, because in Nevada we have what is called a tip compliance. Not a lot of people know about that, where the IRS comes in and they say, you're going to make this amount of tips in an hour, and we're going to tax you on that. Even if you don't make that amount of tips, you're going to get taxed on it. So I thought that would be an incredible opportunity to keep some more cash in my pocket. So then she reached out, and I actually spoke at an event for you for No Tax on Tips. I spoke with you the day that Robert Kennedy endorsed you for president, which was an amazing experience. So thank you for that. And so I did campaign for you, and I was like, I want to see this policy come to fruition. So when I heard about the one big beautiful bill and that being included in it, it was just a reminder that it's promises made, promises kept for you. And so to see that come to fruition was amazing. And I do have 7 children, so the earned income tax credit for them is going to be helpful as well. Waiting on my husband, who's in real estate, to get his receipts together, so, but we will expect to see a greater tax return we can use for a car, or, for our son going to school, like a trade school. It's our oldest child. So we're very excited. And I just want to thank you so much for getting that done for the people and for my family.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
Hail
And,
John
just
Murdoch,
wrapping
John
up,
freaking
a man
Murdoch.
Who's been with me. I think every event I've done out here is your lieutenant governor. Highly respect. He's really a good man. He's been to every event. Stavros Anthony. Stavros.
Mr. President, Mr. Secretary, first of all, welcome to the greatest city in the world, Las Vegas, and to the great state of Nevada. So one of my responsibilities as a lieutenant governor is the chairman of the Nevada Tourism Commission. So I work with a great group of individuals to promote tourism in Las Vegas and in the state of Nevada. And there's a lot of reasons why people come to Las Vegas and keep coming back to Las Vegas. And one of those is because we have the greatest hospitality employees in the world here in Las Vegas. Absolutely. And we all remember 2 years ago, you had another one of your massive rallies here in Nevada.
It's mainly for the hookers,
Park,
but I mean, that too.
And you made this no tax.
Like that's just, it is mainly for the hookers. Let's be honest. I mean, if we're being honest, That's why people go to Vegas.
As Nicole mentioned, it wasn't just a pledge, but you did it. So on behalf of all the hospitality workers here in Las Vegas and Nevada, thank you for putting more money in the pockets of our families. Thank you. And just one other thing. I'm a former captain with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I know how much overtime these police officers work and how much overtime a lot of employees work. And for you to make that pledge and come through and no taxes on overtime, again, thank you very much for putting money in the pockets of our families. God bless you all.
Thank you, Senator. So I just want to say this is a special state. It's a special place. We've done so well here. I have so many friends here. It was great before I ran for politics, ran for office, and right up till this moment. And even this event, there's a lot of love. There's just such love. And, you know, those three things, but especially here, but really here, it's all three. It's overtime, right? And it's, you take a look at the tips. The tips are, I don't even know which is the biggest. You could probably take a poll. And it's Social Security. No tax on Social Security. Who would think? And when I did it, it was a pretty big number. Could I ask you, which is the best of the three? No tax on, clap, no tax on Social Security. That's not bad. Okay, ready? No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. You know, I think Social Security won. Hey, so much for no tax on tips. I think Social Security won. Hey, I just want to thank you all. We love you all. The country is doing really well. We're respected all over the world. We are respected, I think like never before. Thank you. I think like never before. And thank you all very much. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Trevor. Great job.
Is he gonna dance? Is he really gonna dance? Oh man, Trump doing Trump things. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. John freaking Murdoch says no tax on tips tax. Hail IDOTs, hail the 199, and happy Jessica. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. Kate Banfield for Sabaton. Think we can do that. Wyoming Sasquatch says, welcome in everyone to Fly Video Clap Clap. Fantastic Knox says, grifting through 199. IDOT's Mages and Tim Pool, the best kind of grift. John Gets Gaming says, ladies, I have over 200 platinum trophies. You see there? You see there? Marlon Sebo says, I'm a car video enjoyer, but if you ever turn your stream on and we see you in business class and you shout plane video, I might have a heart attack. Listen, I mean, I would love to pay for, like first class, but if I'm going to have to fly cheap because, I mean, unlike some YouTubers, I don't do a crowd fund so I can get a couple of $100,000 to run a website that I eventually let run into the ground. I actually just fund the website myself instead of doing a crowd fund. I mean, just like, I guess Quartering had the right attitude to just crowd fund for his $200,000 for his shitty website that he abandoned and took all that money and just, did something with it. But I guess that's my problem, right? But I'll just fly cheap because I didn't crowdfund. Jason says, but Jeremy, what if you drive and a meteor drops on your head? Packy Proton says, out of all the geeks and gamers ladies, who would you feel safest traveling with as a driver of your car? Well, I would never let any of the women drive my car. Number one, I'm not sure many of them can drive a standard. So that eliminates that question from it. So then you have to bring my truck into the equation, and I do not think any of them can drive my truck either. So I mean, if you're asking me like safety wise, I mean, Krista would probably drive so slow that it would probably stress me out because she would drive so slow. I got it. Okay. I got it. I'll trust any of them as long as we get a Tesla. Deal? All right. There it is right there. I'll let any lady be in the driver's seat as long as we can get a Tesla and we let the Tesla drive. I trust a computer more than I do a woman to drive. Deal? Deal. There you go. Delta Dragon said, did you see that David Axelrod met with the Pope before Trump and Leo started fighting? I'm just hearing about that. That does not surprise me at all, actually. Debased Wizard says, if you haven't watched Invincible Season 4, do it. I haven't watched Invincible at all. JDT199 says, I feel sorry for men that have broken sandwich makers. Jimbo199, okay, but do you think Candace is the wild in the sack kind of crazy? Yes, 1,000%. Erratic Bear says, deer, big dogs or are retarded giraffes? What do you think? That's a Beardo level question. I'm not qualified to answer that one. Haas von Butterdutch says, I should remind the chat that no tax on tips is not included in Illinois, California, or New York. Not Trump's fault either. Blue-led states. Jimbo says, Jeremy hired Beardo and X-Wing to get G&G a tax break for hiring the mentally impaired. Phil says, are your super chats tax-free? They are, apparently. MAGA Mike says, well, guys, we gave it our all. We fought till the end, but it's over. Dave Smith is outraged over Trump attacking Joe Kent. We will never recover. Yeah, I mean, without Dave Smith's support, I don't know what happens. We may be done at this point in time. It may be completely over now. Because, man, Dave Smith is the person that just has his finger on the pulse of the nation, and we might be done now. Damn it. If only Dave Smith would support us. He's such a clown. I have no idea why people listen to him. I guess because he goes on Joe Rogan's show. What is this right here? Hang on. Uh-oh. Anna Paulina Luna is accusing Democrat Senator Ruben. I don't even know this guy's name. This is the guy that was hanging out with what's his name, right? This is the guy that was hanging out with Swallowwell, right? Am I right about that? Hang on, let's listen to Anna Paulina Luna.
On X, you posted the following, tagging Senate Majority Leader John Thune. It seems like the Senate has its own trash to take out. You, meaning Thune, need to look into the allegations against one of your senators. It's very disturbing. Who are we talking about?
We are talking about an Arizona senator that was very closely tied to Eric Swalwell, and I have since
and Swalwell was quite like, this guy's already been questioned on it and everything.
Confirmed with Senator John Thune's chief of staff, as well as they're linking us to their ethics that they are investigating, and we are sending all appropriate information directly to them now.
That would be Ruben Gallego, correct?
Correct.
When you say in that X post, it's very disturbing, for my audience's benefit, can you define what disturbing means to you?
Well, without, I guess, getting too graphic, there is a woman that allegedly
he was in the hotel. That's what the reports were, that he was in the hotel. And I heard that he declined or denied that he was in the hotel. There's also reports that there was an underage person that was recording everything. This whole situation is bad. And let me remind all of you, okay, this is the Democrat Party. If President Trump did not endorse Ron DeSantis for governor of Florida, we would have had a gay black crackhead as our governor of Florida. I'm not making that up. And you think that's a meme? It's not. We would have had a gay black crackhead as the governor of Florida if Trump did not endorse DeSantis. Andrew Gillum.
Is coming forward with attorneys, wants to go on record about an incident that occurred between the two of them at the same time, and the event was sexual in nature, allegedly. But it's not just that. There's also apparently issues of campaign finance violations. Again, look, I am one member of Congress, but I'm not going to be like some of my colleagues that waited, forever and a day to bring this information forward. I think that if this is happening, that it needs to be dealt with. I'm definitely not in the Senate, but I think that Thune should probably take that seriously and look into it, especially given the nature of what's become apparent regarding Eric Swalwell.
Based on what you know, Congresswoman, does this sound to you, and you're not a prosecutor, neither am I, but does it sound to you that it's criminal in nature regarding Senator Gallego?
I think that if it involves people that were potentially trafficked, yes. Regarding the campaign finance violations, I think that that's cut and dry. But right now, I'm not investigating this. I'm simply presenting this information to the authorities that have the positions and power to do what they will with it. Part of the problem that we have in Washington currently is that a lot of this behavior was circulating publicly. People had heard about it, but they didn't present it to the appropriate authorities. And frankly, right now we have a slush fund that 3/4 of Congress voted to protect. We had to subpoena those records in House oversight, and we should be obtaining them next week. But again, that information belongs to the American people. If your taxpayer dollars to the tune of 18 million, which is I think the current number, are being used to cover sexual harassment, sexual assault settlements, that's not something that we should be paying for. And I definitely don't want to serve with these types of people. I understand too, playing devil's advocate, that people can make false allegations, but given, again, the stuff that's come out with Eric Swalwell, given the stuff involving potentially escorts involved, et cetera, again, I sent this information as soon as I got it to the appropriate authorities.
And you mentioned the word trafficking. That carries a lot of weight in a lot of different ways, criminal and emotional. Do you believe sex trafficking is part of what this could be about?
I think any time that you are knowingly engaging in purchasing someone for sex, that is something that should be taken seriously. I've heard this now about a few members of Congress. One of them is under current investigation by House Ethics. I think that there's another one being opened up in the Senate. But yes, I would say that that's criminal nature. Actually, right now in the United States, according to the Trafficking in Persons report that the State Department typically puts out, we're one of the worst countries in the world for that. And again,
Is Luna Hispanic? She's hot.
we don't know anything about these individuals. I mean, are they doing it on their own accord? Are they being forced? Are they being coerced? Again, though, most people don't have these types of allegations. Most people don't have these types of rumors floating around about their offices. And the problem that we're seeing right now is that there are a few people up here that are coming up here and they're not serving their constituents. And it should not be that.
Yes, she's the hot race. That's the only race that matters. All right. That's the only one.
Expectation, nor should it be asked of us by either party to cover up for this type of behavior. And so I do applaud journalists that are asking questions on this, because I don't want to serve with these people. I don't think that they should be in positions of power. And I definitely don't like what I've seen in regards to how they've treated women specifically. It's actually really gross when you hear about it.
And there you have it. So more Democrats caught up in some scandal. This is what they do. This is who the Democrats are. This is the party of tolerance and peace and love and happiness. And, the party of the Me Too movement, the party that wants the Epstein files released so that they can falsely accuse anybody they want of anything. This is who they are. But hey, I hear that President Trump is not popular. That's what I'm told. So let's listen to this report right here from Fake News CNN.
It's because President Trump is more than holding his own amongst a very large portion of the electorate, a very reliable voting bloc, and that is senior citizens. Take a look here, okay? Trump's approval rating age 65 plus. In March of 2025, 46%. Look at where it is now. It's basically the same. Seniors have not moved. He's at 44% now. And the key nugget here is, for all this talk about young people in the electorate, such as myself, or at least I like to include myself in that block, it turns out that older voters, senior citizens, vote in far larger numbers. So Republicans look at this number and they say, hey, you know what? We can actually potentially do some real damage, or at least hold our own in the midterms, because President Trump is holding his own with this very important voting bloc.
So how does that number 44% compare historically to other presidents?
Okay, this is where it gets even more interesting. It turns out if you look at all the 21st century second-term presidents and you look at senior citizens, Trump actually has the best approval rating at this point in the second term of all of them. Donald Trump at 44%. Obama was under 40% at 39%. George W. Bush was way down there at 34%. So Donald Trump is beating other presidents this century at this point in their second term, beating all of them. And therefore, as I said, holding his own amongst a very key voting bloc. The President of the United States and the White House should like this number, especially compared to Obama, who Trump, of course, always likes to beat.
And this was George W. Bush after he started talking about reforming Social Security.
That's a bad idea.
Among seniors, it certainly is, the so-called third rail of politics. All right, talk to me how his number may have moved a little bit, President Trump's, and what that might mean.
Okay, so, we spoke about the midterm elections. So, oftentimes I ask myself, okay, the president isn't obviously up for election this November, but Republicans in the House are. And so I think just making this comparison, right, we've seen a lot of folks saying, oh, Republicans doomed when it comes to the midterm elections. But just take a look at this choice for election among age 65 plus. Back in November of 2024, Trump won that group by 1 point. We've seen some movement, but really not that much movement. Democrats ahead by 3 in the race for Congress. And as John and I were talking about, this could cost Republicans the House. But a number like this suggests to me that Republicans very, very well and are likely to hold the Senate. This is what we've seen in the polling data. When we look nationally, we see that the movement, simply put, isn't there. And when you get the most reliable voting bloc, basically Republicans holding their own with maybe some slight movement of Democrats, these are the types of numbers that I think Republicans have to be pleased with.
I will say, though, even this slight movement, probably enough at this stage, I think.
For the House, but not for the Senate.
All right, we're talking about the Senate here. There is a Senate race in a state that I'm told has a fair number of seniors. That's Florida. Republican Ashley Moody up for re-election there. What are the prediction markets saying about her chances?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people in New York City who may have some older relatives who live down on the Gold Coast in Southeast Florida. You think of the Villages as well, and take a look here. Chance that the Republicans wins. The Republicans hold on in the 2026 Florida Senate race. Look at this, an 83% chance. So the bottom line is this: Florida, a state with a lot of seniors, looks like Republicans are holding their own there. Not a big surprise, as we've seen nationally, Republicans holding their own with seniors, Donald Trump holding his own with seniors, and that's a key reason why the bottom hasn't fallen out and Republicans have a fighting chance heading into this midterm election.
Harold Dutton, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was told President Trump is very unpopular, and I was told that Trump is done. I was told that Trump has lost all of his supporters, and I was told that we are doomed. It's over. Might as well just give up. That's what I've continued to be told by people that have a vested interest in saying that. Now, again, I'm not saying that the midterms are not going to be tough. I'm not saying that we're going to win the midterms, because historically we don't win the midterms. And when I say that, I mean the president that is in power, his party typically almost never wins the midterms. This is something that all of these people are intentionally leaving out. However, Donald Trump is a different animal, and we'll see. We've still got a long way to go before the midterms. A lot is going to happen. So we shall see what happens over the course of the next few months. And, we'll see how it all plays out. Okay, Pat K199 says, can we just get rid of income tax, make it the issue for the midterms? We tax income and subsidize being poor. If Trump ever does do that, make him king, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Jeremy Wormy says, getting stuff rounded up for another video. What have I missed? A lot, actually. I did talk about your boy in the beginning of the video. John Jones says, so no more grift tax? Oh, there's always grift tax, always. The local Rex says no tax on tips. Trump needs to do about 40 more of these types of sit downs between now and the midterms. Hail all. MAGA Mike says MTG called for the 25th Amendment. Does this look like a president that should be 25th? No. Now who the snakes know who the snakes are? They're traitors. Absolutely. Trabuco says listening to MTG on Piers got me from not caring to disliking her by a mile. Hail King Trump. God bless the USA. Thank you. Let's see. Nader says 3, do not trust in nobles. The quartering in a son of man, nobody else, who cannot save. Psalm 146:3. CSB. Should I change my gamer tag for Beardo? That's a Tuesday night's main event question. That was a Tuesday night's main event question. Little Jim Salo says he died like a deer. Daniel Moore says meeting Kevin Posobiec tomorrow. How is everybody? We're good, brother. He says Trump keeps doing the Will Ferrell that Hansel is so hot right now line from Zoolander, but it's country instead of Hansel. Daniel Moore says they added Stone Cold to Fortnite. I know. I don't know if I'm playing tonight, but I am. I will be getting the Stone Cold skin in Fortnite. Alex says I have Halo 2 on my Xbox right now. Meta PC code 199. Haas von Butterdutch says Trump dance tax. Dark Red Knight says, would you let APL drive you? As respectfully as I can answer, yes. As respectfully as I can answer, I'll just say yes. Taco Woman Sandy Ravage says, let's see. Oh, yeah. I almost was going to say a different type of sandwich. I was almost going to say another, like I didn't see a certain letter in those two words, and I was about to say it. You almost got me. Let's see. Stone Cold's in the item shop with the beer chug emote. That's going to be awesome. Phil says, I'm really loving my state, Tennessee today. This month of June is saved. All right, next up, because we got more to talk about, as we always do here on CobraCast 199. Let's see here. What is this? So Trump put out another tweet, and he called out a few people because, of course, he did, because this is what Trump does. Let me see if I can track this one down really quick. This one right here. So he put this one out. Who's dumber, Tucker Carlson or Joe Kent? It's very interesting. I met Joe Kent at Dover Air Force Base, along with numerous others who had lost their loved ones in war. I said hello to all of the families. Kent horribly lost his wife. Her casket was being brought to Dover along with the rest. Although he married again quite quickly, in my opinion. In any event, Trump just does not care, dude. He just does not care. In any event, a number of years later, I noticed the same person was running for Congress in Washington State and lost. I then noticed a couple of years later he was running again and lost. While I didn't know him other than our brief Dover encounter, but feeling sorry for him with the 2 election losses, I told my people, hire him for the White House, give him a job, make him feel good. He lost his wife in 2 elections. God dang, man. Fuck. Holy shit. Give him a job, make him feel good. He lost his wife in 2 elections. Holy shit. They did so. And while I rarely saw him, I certainly did not expect disloyalty, but that's what I got. He was really a sleazebag, and some would say on top of it all, a leaker. I don't know whether or not that was true, but next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Kent is a loser just like Tucker, Candace, and Megan. And the rest of them are losers. You're born that way, low IQ, and there's not a damn thing they're going to be able to do about it. President Donald J. Trump. Holy crap. What an absolute savage takedown. Like, holy crap. Holy crap. Liquid Richard for 20 says, you know what's missing? Pam Bondi doing an interview. It's just not the same. I'm scared to highlight your comment because I don't know what that profile picture is, brother. So I'm going to have to hold off on that. Damn, that is, somebody needs to make this into a rap song. How we saw the last one with Trump, that we need to make that one into a rap song. Holy crap. He's still going off. Like, he's still doing it. This was earlier. I'm on Air Force One heading to Las Vegas in Arizona for greetings and speeches on no tax on tips, a windfall of our great American citizens. I am watching one of the least, oh my God. I am watching one of the least attractive and talented people on all of television, Jessica Tarlov. Holy fuck. He said least attractive. Woo! Her voice is so grating and terrible. I had to turn her off. Her Democrat sound bites are fake. She makes up poll numbers and nobody challenges her because she is so boring. I have among the best poll numbers I have ever had. And why shouldn't I? All the country does is win. CNN had me at 100%. Saying they never saw that before. Get her off the air. She is bad for our country. I hear Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Candace Owens are dying fast. Their numbers are terrible. Nobody believes them anymore. They were fake MAGA, and now they've been exposed. President Donald Trump. Holy crap. Whoo! That's good stuff right there, man. Holy hell. That is fantastic. Loving that. Good Lord, man. He is on fire. Okay. So let's see. Is this it right here? Hang on. Oh, no. Okay. I saw there was something where Jessica and Greg, Greg went off on her, but I can't find that clip right now. So we shall see. What is this? Oh my gosh. All right. Now that clip threw me off for a minute. Somebody says it's interesting he doesn't mention Alex Jones. Yeah. Two ways to look at that. Either so like it goes back to the Eminem thing where it's clear that Alex wants Trump's attention. Like, it's obvious. And his ridiculous response to Trump proves that. He really does want Trump's attention. And his response to Trump really did come off like Stan. If you remember the Eminem song Stan, it came off as very, very emotional and obsessive and completely unhinged. And kind of like how Eminem wanted Trump's attention so bad that now Trump is intentionally not mentioning Alex. And do you know what will make Alex more angry? Is Trump not mentioning him. And that's what I believe is happening. Now, the anti-Trumpers are going to believe it's because Alex has something on Trump, which is bullshit. But I think Trump is intentionally leaving Alex out to piss him off even more. And that's going to be the funniest part of it all. In my opinion, that's what he's doing. Fantastic Knox says, whoa, buddy. Same with Packy Protons. Demi Moore's Tapeworm says, dear is God spelled backwards. Keenan says, did you see the movie Broken Arrow in 1996? I did. It's a long time ago, but I did see that one. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with the gifted membership. Thank you. So I would imagine Alex. Why have I not been seeing Alex on my timeline anymore? What's he been up to? Let's see. Alex Jones. Okay. Yeah, for some reason I haven't seen Alex on my timeline. He's been tweeting like a crazy person. See if he said anything in particular about Trump. Don't see anything right now. I'm searching to see, but he tweets so much. Like he's live right now, but it's the other guy that's live. Is this Alex? Oh, where is Alex at? I don't even see him. It's the Harrison guy. Let's see. So wait a minute. So didn't Alex say he wants to be left alone? But he's posting stuff like this about Trump. But didn't he say, leave me alone? But and again, I think it's a funny meme, so there's nothing wrong with posting a meme. But if you want to be left alone, why have you continued to talk about Trump? And here we go. Is Melania preparing to leave President Trump over the Epstein files? This is the narrative he's running.
Melania despises Trump. They essentially are not together anymore. And I don't say this with pleasure, but I want to explain why this is coming out and why I have to go and say it. And she understands that it's a sinking ship. The cabinet's totally panicked. People are now challenging him openly. He hasn't run into that in a while because everybody was just worshiping, like those cabinet meetings are sycophantic. Yeah. Because he screams at people if they disagree with him. He admits that. He said, oh, sorry, my voice has gone up and screaming at people that I disagreed with. And so he got in the madness of King Lear. He didn't have dementia the last term. He didn't have dementia during the campaign. He is a workaholic. He only sleeps 2-3 hours. He does get burnt out sometimes. We all do. Slurs his words, all that. But he wasn't showing signs of insanity. He is showing major flickers of that. And or like a light bulb's about to go out, it kind of burns brighter and then dims. And he's kind of very, very erratic. And 5-6 times a day changing the story. We won the war. It's over. Regime change happened. I'll blow them off the map. I don't need a Strait of Hormuz. You better open that effing strait.
Literally what Trump has done for as long as we have known who Donald Trump is. He talks out of both sides of his mouth when he is in a negotiation. This is literally what he does. And now you are trying to manipulate that and weaponize that. Nobody knows this more than Alex Jones. No, Alex Jones knows this is how Trump is. This is how he's always been.
That is not art of the deal. That is.
It's literally the art of the deal.
Things just disintegrating.
It's literally the art of the deal. This is how he has operated forever. Draken199 says, have you seen the rumor saying the U.S. is about to invade Cuba? Yes, I have. I have seen those reports. Man, that's but I don't know. I haven't looked too far into it, but I have been seeing those reports. But yeah, like that's the Candace Owens approach right there, is just building a ridiculous narrative that is not true. But it's like the clip that we played earlier with the comedian that makes fun of Candace, and she builds like a narrative that, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, this married couple, they were exchanging saliva in order to have children, and she cooks meals and keeps up with the schedule. It's the way you could present it to very dumb people, and they'll eat it up. So that's essentially what he's doing right now. It's the Candace Owens model. So that's ridiculous, though. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his stuff lately, so I don't know why I haven't shown him my timeline. I didn't mute him or unfollow him or anything like that. So that's crazy, though. That is absolutely hilarious. That now he's running with the narrative that Melania. I mean, how long have they been running with that narrative? The mainstream media has been pushing that for forever. I remember after his first term and after they stole the election, I remember that the left ran with that narrative that Trump that Melania is going to be down. She's done with him because now he's no longer president. Melania is going to be done with him. I remember that one building up. Guess what? Nothing came from it. Nothing. This is the clip I was looking for right here. Here we go.
You can't understand Trump because his political decisions align with his personal and patriotic ones. You understand
ones like his
Kamala,
own bank
you
account?
understand Gavin, you understand Biden because their political decisions are divorced from the things people want. Why are you on the 20 of every 80-20 issue? Is because you divorced political desires from human needs. And then you have to dress up your decisions as compassion when they're merely wants from an activist class. The thing about Trump is, I don't care whether you like him or hate him. You're suffering from the Trump America alignment problem. Political, personal, and patriotic desires all stack up. You can't think. You can't understand.
She's frustrated. She's frustrated with Greg calling her out. And she deserves to be. I am not reading that one, Packing Protons. I'm not going to slip up and say that one, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I like Gutfeld. He's good. He's good. He's good peeps. I was a late bloomer to his show because I never really watched him like on Red Eye and everything like that. But I do like him though. He's good. Right here, they asked Trump about this. Well, as a matter of fact, let me show you this because I do have it. What's interesting is this right here, okay? Right here. So with Melania Trump, you know, she gave this public speech on the Epstein survivors, okay? You notice how since Melania came out and did this, you notice how the Epstein stuff has really not been talked about at all? It's very interesting, isn't it? That the moment that Melania did this public hearing or called for a public hearing for the Epstein survivors, you notice how the Epstein narrative has completely died and no one's talking about it anymore? Do you understand what Melania just did? She just called for the Epstein survivors to be put in front of Congress and testify under oath. Why, when they've been so damn nasty? When the Epstein survivors first came about, I was very sympathetic because I have sympathetic hearts for victims. But then I understood who funded them. Then I understood they were dead silent when Joe Biden was president, but wanted to get loud when Trump became president. Melania just said to all of them, testify under oath or shut the F up. And then right here, kaboom, President Trump just said he's totally okay with the Epstein survivors testifying to Congress under oath. But listen to what he says next.
On Congress to further look into and uncover the truth on the Epstein files, the Epstein saga. Do you believe that there should be a public hearing for more of these Epstein survivors?
Well, I'm okay with it. I think we've had a lot of public hearings. I'm okay with it, but I understand that the women didn't want to go under oath. That's what I heard, that the women, the victims or whatever, they refused to go under oath, which was a little surprising. So Melania felt strongly about it because she was accused of that I met her through Epstein, but it turned out to be totally false. It was
on Congress.
So the victims that stood up in front of the cameras with Thomas Massie and Gloria Allred and Marjorie Trader Brown and many others, suddenly now that they're getting the attention that they asked for, suddenly now don't want to testify. It's almost like everybody that called them out for grandstanding was right. I rest my case. Simple as that. Christian Rocker says, saw Greg on tour this past weekend. He said he likes arguing with Jessica because he likes to be challenged on topics. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The Under Armour Gaming says, Owen Schroyer tried to run his story when Trump was getting out of the White House too, that she was leaving. If you watched Melania, it's total BS. I haven't seen Melania yet. I've heard it was good, but I have not seen it. But a lot of people were very much praising that. Lag says, I've been hearing that Gallego was blowing campaign funds on his wedding at the hotel, his marriage to the lobbyist he left his 9-month-old pregnant wife for. Thank you for the 10. It's not surprising. Plague Doctor says, well, in that case, here you go. Just the tip. I appreciate that very, very much. So, yeah, it's just interesting how suddenly now nobody wants to talk about Epstein anymore. Where's the people that were constantly talking about how terrible it is that Trump is hiding, that Trump is silencing people, that Trump doesn't want anything to be done about it? Where are they now? Where are all of the podcast bros that were talking about this nonstop? I rest my case. This is why when Trump said it's a Democratic hoax, this is what he was talking about right there. This is it. My goodness, man. How do people not see this? Now, there is another interesting story that I want to talk about. Trump was asked about this today, as a matter of fact, okay? This is a strange one. Okay. So first things first, let's go to the bookmark that I have. This is a very weird story that I am just started looking into, but I'm sure some of you are aware of this. And yeah, some questions need to be answered on this particular topic. First things first, let me find where Trump was asked about it. Is this it? All right, well, first, let's go to this one. Okay, so some of America's leading scientists and military officials connected to what are described as the nation's critical secrets have reportedly gone missing or died under mysterious circumstances, with some alleged links to UFO research.
An unsettling mystery. At least 10 American scientists, military officials, and associates have been found dead or suddenly vanished. And now some lawmakers are calling for an investigation. Brooke Taylor is live from Dallas with more. I've been sort of following this, but I'm looking forward to your report so I can better understand it.
Hi, Dana. Well, there's definitely a lot of questions surrounding this because at least 10 of those scientists, military officials, and employees, as you mentioned, who are tied to America's most sensitive nuclear and space programs have either just vanished or disappeared in the last few years. So we hope we'll break this down for you. We put this together. The cases span from July 2023 to now. In some, deaths remain unexplained or lack full public detail. In others, sudden disappearances with few answers. So check out some of these cases. Most recently, retired Air Force General William McCaslin vanished in February. He walked out of his Albuquerque home, leaving behind his phone. Previously, he oversaw some of the Pentagon's most advanced aerospace programs. Then check out this case also in February. Astrophysicist Carl Grillmeyer, who worked closely on NASA missions, was killed outside of his home. Police did arrest a suspect in that case. Then 8 months earlier, U.S. rocket scientist Monica Reza disappeared while hiking in California's Angeles National Forest. Records show she worked on advanced aero.
Some of these pictures are very strange. Like this doesn't even look like a real person. And then this next picture looks like AI generated. I'm just being honest.
Then 8 months earlier, U.S. rocket scientist
That looks like an AI generated photo.
Monica Reza disappeared while hiking in California's Angeles National Forest. Records show she worked on advanced aerospace materials. I spoke to Congressman Eric Burleson, who's calling for an FBI investigation.
Well, these were not ordinary citizens. These are some of the most advanced scientists that are working on some of our most critical nation secrets. This has all of the hallmarks of a foreign operation. And so this is something that we need to be investigating.
And Dana, so far, no local authority has publicly connected these mysterious deaths and disappearances. We did reach out to the FBI last night, who told us they have no comment.
So there is that. Now we have President Trump, who was asked about it today. Here we go.
that there was a meeting at the White House today on the deaths or disappearances of 10 scientists and staffers, many of whom have overlapping connections to some of our most closely held defense and nuclear research, space programs, a lot of intersection between that in the work that they were doing. A congressman has raised concerns about critical national secrets and a possible.
So right here, it says Trump is looking into the 10 missing scientists. I got there's a video of him talking about it somewhere. Hang on. Because he even brought up, he's like, it could be a coincidence, but I don't know where it's at the moment. So let me see if I can track it down. Maybe that video got removed. But let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Give me just a second to track this down if I can. Let me go to this screen. And I don't know why Twitter is just dead for some reason. It's not working for me in the moment here. Trump. Okay. There was a clip of him being asked about it. Here we go. Here we go.
10 missing scientists with access to classified stuff, nuclear material, aerospace. They've all gone missing or turned up dead in the last couple months. Based on what you've been briefed, what do you think is happening here? And do you think that this is connected or totally random?
Well, I hope it's random, but we're going to know in the next week and a half. I just left the meeting on that subject. So pretty serious stuff, but we're going to be hopefully, I don't know, coincidence, if you whatever you want to call it. But some of them were very important people, and we're going to look at it over the next short time.
So that was where Trump was asked about it. We have this right here from Fox Now talking about it.
Bring this up. I just found this. All you got to do is Google missing scientists US, and you get this whole ring of articles that comes up. And so let's take a quick look. Let's look at what we see here. Okay, so this is a headline that came. Missing US scientist update. Disappeared contractor overseeing hundreds of millions in nuclear weapons assets tied to earlier.
It doesn't seem, based on the information that we have gotten just in this little bit here, and I looked into it a little bit before I went live, it doesn't seem like this is a coincidence at all. Not even close.
Cases as list grows to 10. Okay. What does that mean? What's going on? We wanted to bring in Lauren Conlon because Lauren Conlon, correspondent with LA Mag, the East Coast correspondent, though. Lauren, I don't know why they don't just call you the crime correspondent, because every time we talk, it has something to do with some kind of crime that's happening. So you've seen this. You've looked into it. What's going on?
Yes, I've been really digging in, Dan. And what I'm trying to establish here are the similarities between certain disappearances and certain deaths. Because, you know, the latest official, he was not a scientist, Stephen Garcia, he's last seen in August of 2025 walking around with a handgun in Albuquerque, New Mexico, after leaving the facility or his home. I am unsure, but he had a top security clearance at KCNSC, and KCNSC manufactures about 80% of non-nuclear components that go into building the military nuclear weapons. So Stephen Garcia, he had access to a lot of stuff. As you mentioned, he oversaw equipment and classified assets worth tens of millions of dollars. I'm not so sure about hundreds of millions because this is all through a source. But for me, his disappearance is very similar to General Neil McCaslin, because General McCaslin was last seen walking out of his Albuquerque, New Mexico home.
Lauren,
and
just pause
at
there.
the time,
Pause there.
his wife wasn't sure if
Pause
any
there for 1
guns were
second.
missing.
Lauren,
but
pause
authorities.
there for 1 second. 1 second.
Oh, sure.
Because you mentioned that general. Can we bring up that video? Bring up that video that we made of the headlines that we put together. So if we scroll through here, there's a couple different publications who've been tracking this. Men's Journal, MSN. So let's go to the next one. The next headline that we see here. Go back one. That one right there. So this is from Newsweek. And they say Congressman, stay on it. Congressman calls for FBI help over missing general. So there's a congressman who's looking into exactly what you're talking about. So sort of some of these questions that have reached as high as U.S. Congress. So tell me a little bit about this general that you mentioned. Similar circumstances. You can't say that this is all, some kind of conspiracy.
I don't think that this is a conspiracy or a coincidence. I think that, like, you hear a lot of stuff out there. You hear a lot of things that people are trying to tie together. This seems pretty strange. Like, you give maybe 1 or 2 or 3, okay, but like if we're talking 10 people, this seems very much like a legitimate problem that is going on. And it's interesting that someone that normally would be talking about stuff like this would be Alex Jones. He's too busy talking about Melania Trump is leaving Donald. That's what Alex is talking about right now, instead of something like this, which is right in his wheelhouse, which he should be on point about this. But instead, he's talking about things that Democrats were talking about in 2016 and in 2020 and in 2024. That's what he's focused on. That's ridiculous. So it is what it is. So I don't know. I mean, I am interested because this story, with Trump getting asked about it and everything like that, it's clear that there's an issue. So, but there's an even bigger issue that I want to show all of you. Okay. And this is truly a story that I think should be the #1 story right now in the country. Okay. If you guys are ready for this one, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. This is the story here. Now, I hate to do this to all of you because I love this chat and I appreciate this chat. You're all awesome people. You're all very good people. And, I hate to do this, but there's a certain story that we have to cover. Okay. And that story would be one Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah. We got to cover Rosie O'Donnell. Okay. Now, the reason we have to cover Rosie O'Donnell is because okay. And we have to investigate what's going on here because I believe Rosie O'Donnell has been captured. I believe she has been kidnapped. I'm not sure Rosie O'Donnell still exists. And this is what I'm talking about. Now you're starting to understand there's a lot more to this story than just that, okay? Because I need to show all of you right now. Rosie, I believe, and this ties into this scientist story, because I believe Rosie O'Donnell has been abducted by aliens. Hopefully, Gary will cover this on Forbidden Frontier. This is very important stuff. So let me show you this image right here. Now, this will scare some of you. If there are women or children or men with pronouns in your bio in the chat, be warned. This is a very scary image and this could terrify you. Okay. So I got to show you this. This is important. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I know. Just go with me. Okay. This is a picture of Rosie O'Donnell. Okay. This is a picture of Rosie O'Donnell. Now, what we are told, they want us to believe that Rosie O'Donnell uploaded a video and her video doesn't look like Rosie at all. Now, some have said she's using level 12 filters. But I think Rosie has been abducted because this is Rosie in the video. Rosie O'Donnell, everyone. This is supposed to be Rosie, but that is Rosie. Look at those filters, bro. Holy shit.
Country when you're there. Like, you can't help but feel it. Now, can we talk a little bit about Eric Swalwell? I know that guy. In the what kind of way? Like, spoke to him on the phone a couple times.
Bro, I need you to understand, okay? I have no filters on, okay? There's no filter on, okay? I'm going to turn my filter on the highest fucking level. Let me turn the filter on. This is going to be the highest level that the filter will go. Boom. Okay. Now that's a filter. Rosie's filter, and then we turn the filter off. Okay. Turn the filter off. Rosie's filter, dude, like that is a filter. That ain't Rosie no more. That ain't Rosie. That ain't Rosie at all. That is a filter on top of a filter, on top of a filter, on top of a filter. And just so we're clear.
O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it. She's basically a disaster. Well, she called me a snake oil salesman.
Never gets old.
Coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her and when you see the mind.
Bro, we lost 300 fucking viewers because Rosie O'Donnell's face was on the screen. For all of you aspiring YouTubers, learn from my mistakes. Don't put Rosie O'Donnell's face on your screen.
The mind is weak. I don't see it. I don't get it. I never understood. How does she even get on television? I believe Barbara made a terrible mistake putting her on, and I think Barbara's probably paying a big price. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice? She's trying to use ABC and The View to get even with me. But with me, we fight back. I'll probably sue Rosie because she doesn't tell the facts. As an example, I'm worth many billions of dollars. Now, she said I was bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. I actually think they ought to look at her whole life and see where she's coming from because I think she's got some very deep-seated problems. Perhaps it should be Rosie that goes to rehab. Rosie is a loser.
There you have it. Every time I talk about, Rosie, we have to play that clip because, of course, we do. Mar Millen says, bro, I just ate. What the fuck are you doing, man? That first pick will help me get through this upcoming. Thank you. Appreciate it. Twisted Cloud says Guthrie got those 10 people. Good old Guthrie. Incoherent Names says Jones is turning into Candace. Instead of talking about policies, he's dealing in gossip and hearsay, which is very unchristian from a man claiming to be Christian. It's true. Zero says, have you heard Ryan's RFK impression? S tier. I have not. I'll have to check that out. I have not. Thanks, Jeremy. I was eating, bro. I know. I am sorry. I am very, very sorry. Hail to the chat. My apologies. Okay. To make it up to all of you. We haven't even gotten a proper 199 tonight, but I will still make it up to all of you right there. Palate cleanser. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. I mean, not her. She's good. She's real good. But the image that I have to show is not good. Okay. Tree bear. Oh my goodness. Tree bear. That is terrifying, bro. Don't do this again. You must be stopped. You must be stopped immediately. Listen, Tree bear. I'm only going to tell you this once, okay? I have connections, and I'm going to get your channel taken down. All right? I am going to get your channel taken down. I know people. I have a friend who knows people at YouTube, and he can have your channel taken down like that. my good friend, the quartering, he will have you taken down immediately. All right? Remove that shit, or I call in the quartering and we take your channel down. Godzilla's Greaser says, I don't know if you've noticed, Jeremy, but the quartering ended up getting side scrollers over double their usual views last stream. He's good at he's getting a lot of people talking right now. He's getting a lot of people some traction. I'm leaving it like whenever I talk about him, I've already told them just don't clip him out for the channels. I'm not really interested in like making content out of it. I'll talk about it during live streams, but you know, like I didn't clip out the main event section. I told Danky don't clip out anything from here and put it on D-Day Cobra 2. I'm not really interested in all that crap, but people are getting a lot of views on it. Mar Millen says that Trans Girlie is happy with this new look for you, Jer. I didn't need to hear that. But thank you. Jer Prime, a good Jer Prime of the 199. That's kind of what everybody's running with right now. Jeremy as an aging lesbian looks weird. That was bad, man. That's a bad meme right there, Tree Bear. Damn it, that's tough. Okay, next up, let's see. What is this? Here's Bobert. What's Bobert got to say?
It's like, so when I've been here, I've kind of been thinking, like, when the government wants to keep a secret, like, they could keep a secret, right? So it's like, we've never gotten the truth about, like, what happened with the Kennedy assassination.
Assassination, MLK, the moon.
Exactly. Oh, no, exactly. So aliens, I know I'm kind of putting like my tinfoil hat on here, but just bear with me. It's like Kennedy assassination, aliens, like you said. So how are we going to get the truth about Epstein?
Well, I am working to force the truth out. So we got to push the button again.
Yeah, all good. See, this is what I'm saying.
I was one of 4 Republicans to force the release of these files. You know, there's information that is absolutely out there. Maybe there's more that we still need to get. But I want to see prosecutions, and we've seen very powerful people step down in other countries and even resign from positions in our country. But I want to see prosecutions.
I know you want it, right? But it's like takes a village. Takes a village.
Other people wanted it too, but they weren't willing to actually force the vote. And then you see the vote total when it was actually forced. Nothing happens in DC without pressure, without force.
I can guarantee that almost nobody in this chat is listening to a word she's saying.
You can't just ask nicely for something. It has to be demanded.
How do people effectively put on pressure? Do we need like an Epstein rally? Like, what's the plan?
I don't think it's necessarily a rally.
Okay.
I think a lot of the chatter on socials gets the job done. I mean, what outlets like TMZ is doing to highlight things, you know, you're getting things done.
Okay.
But also, I mean, like we get calls and emails all the time, and you know, we listen to those.
There you go. I didn't really hear much of what she had to say either. I was looking at a couple of different things, but the Epstein stuff is, again, it's just nonsense. VJ the Vigilant says, was that what you looked like without a hat when your hair was long? Pretty much. Mar Millen says, wait, she's talking? I thought you were babbling and I just hear the Peanuts adult noises right now. Really riveting content with her. I mean, it was really good. I was really focused on a couple of different aspects of that video for sure. Let me see. She had another video up earlier. Twitter is running very slow right now, and I don't know why. There's no way. Let me see that. Okay. Great personality, meaning me? I Night Call? You mean I have a great personality? Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being so nice. I mean, I personally don't think that you should, you know, be objectifying me because I'm not here to be easy on the eyes for you. But Mar Millen, Also, to make up for the free APL, Mar Millen in the house wants a little bit of APL. Chat, how do you feel about that? Because, I mean, just to be clear, just so you guys know, and I want feedback from the chat. I know Mar Millen sent this, but I want feedback from the chat because I care about the chat. So the next topic we were going to talk about was Kamala Harris. So did you guys want to hear Kamala Harris or do you want to see Anna Paulina Luna? I'm just trying to figure out if you want to hear Kamala Harris or if you would like to see Anna Paulina Luna in a swimsuit. Okay? Laughing Man says probably equal. Now, okay, let's see here. Toddy said Harris, guys. Toddy said Harris. I have to listen to the chat. Toddy said Harris. Okay, so just saying, gotta listen to the chat, right? Chat knows. Chat knows. I'm joking. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Anna Paulina Luna for a proper 199. And you know what? Let's just for research purposes, let's just look at that one more time. I think it's very important to look at that. God bless America. Make America great again. Yeah, that's respectable right there. Hail to you, Mar Millen. Hail to you, brother. Thank you so much for the support. So I do want to listen to this because, again, here's Kamala Harris. Here in North Carolina, around the country, gas prices are too high. This is a direct result of Donald Trump's war of choice in Iran, and the American people are paying the price. Didn't she say when she was vice president, didn't she say that Iran was the number one concern that she had? Didn't she say that? Of course she did. She's still around, not for long.
Hey everyone, so I'm here in Charlotte. Since the start of Trump's war of choice, it's $15 more every time you fill up your tank of gas. The price of diesel has now gone up 80% since the start of the war. And you best believe that's going to...
She's drunk. She's drunk right now. They can't even sober her up for a 30-second TV spot.
carry over to how much you're paying for all the goods that are being transported on those semis. We've got a president who is paying more attention to what he thinks is in his best political interest and personal interest, as opposed to what is in the best interest of working people in America. Hey, everyone.
Honestly, like, I kind of do hope she runs again because it will be so entertaining. It will be absolutely glorious to watch her make a fool of herself, because this time around, she's going to have to go through the primaries and she's going to get destroyed. She will get crushed. And it will be so funny because she doesn't have the system to manipulate to elevate her without getting a single vote. So I hope she does run. I really do. So we'll see what happens. Crushed by who? I mean, I don't think there's any good candidates on the Democratic side, but I mean, if you look at her, every time she has actually been involved in primaries, she has been terrible. She doesn't get any support. Nobody likes her. I mean, last time she was in a debate that I remember, Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her. I mean, absolutely made her. And again, it's not hard to make Kamala Harris look stupid, but she destroyed her. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. She gets no bitches. None at all. So I mean, the whole thing's going to be interesting because, I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to be interested in running. And we know that Trump is the kingmaker on, the Republican side. And that's one of the main goals right now is they're trying to take his ability away of being the kingmaker. And that's just not going to work, unfortunately, for them. I mean, again, how could you vote against somebody like this? Okay. Donald Trump is healing people all over the country with McDonald's Big Macs. This is a man who cares about the people. This is America right here. All right. He's a former McDonald's employee that was born to be a comedian, but is forced to be president. Okay. That's my president right there. Heal him with McDonald's, Dr. Trump. Thank you, McDonald's doctor. McDonald's. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Oh, goodness. That's right. You're probably right. That is a quarter pounder because I don't see the sesame seed bun. So that probably is I think either that or double cheeseburger. So either way, he's here to heal America. Trump is the McDonald's Employee of the Year. The McDonald's Employee of the Year. I mean, he is the greatest McDonald's employee ever. And that was iconic. Like, I still can't believe he pulled that shit off, dude. Right here. Hang on. Well, if I could find it. McDonald's drive-through. Yeah, here we go.
Standing up, right? All right. Joe, you're an expert at this, huh? Yeah. How long have you done this? How long have you been?
I've been working now 10 plus.
10 plus? Yeah. All different jobs? Yeah. She doing a good job?
Does an excellent job.
She better, right?
Does an excellent job.
She's beautiful. Let's go.
All right.
Why did he hit her like that? What?
Let's go. She doing a good job?
Does an excellent job.
She better, right?
Does an excellent job.
She's beautiful. Let's go.
All right.
How many would you put in a bag like this? Like 6? You could? 6 mediums?
5 is fine.
5?
I would pick the most. First order, get 3 medium fries, and they're waiting for you.
Okay, very good. Let's go. Oh, I see. Now I'm going to see that. Oh, that's your customer. Right there. Wow, it's pretty good. Okay, let's say. Do you believe this? Look at this guy. He's a MAGA guy all the way.
Okay, so for this first order, yeah.
Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody. This is not a normal situation, is it? I'll tell you, what a good-looking family. How did you produce those good-looking kids? Oh, they look like they look like the what? How are you? Nice to see you. Thank
All
you.
right, he appreciate all the this order right here.
Thank you. And there'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay? Oh, you're doing some extra stuff.
Oh, okay, great.
This is all on Trump.
Oh, hold on.
I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yeah.
Let's check and make sure it's everything you said it would be.
It's better be. It's going to be the best yet. I made it myself.
You're the man. Make America
That's
great.
it. Right. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good time. Have a good time. That's great.
Phil says, who drinks more, Harris or the quartering? Honestly, there's really, I mean, when you look at the amount of tweets that get deleted, quartering deletes a lot more tweets. Probably equal. I'm going to go probably equal. So that's, yeah. Did you see Kick tweet roasting Twitch? I didn't see that, but I'm glad they are. Draken says, I hate pickles and onions. That is all. Let's finish this up.
How cute is it?
Car.
The next car?
Yeah, they get both bags.
You like them both at the same time?
Yes, that is right.
Hello, how are you? You're a good-looking guy. We love you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will. I promise. Thank you very much. That's on you. Okay? Have a good time. Thank you very much. see you. I'll see you at the White House. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, fellas. Come on. We have another order coming in.
Telling the press to get back. We got another order coming in. But there's your McDonald's employee, President Donald John Trump, the GOAT. The GOAT indeed. Okay, well, we're going to call it there, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 hours in the books. But I appreciate it. Another CobraCast in the books. I don't think I'm going to live tonight, play games. I've got some other stuff I've got to tend to. So although I'm not going to promise I won't go live, I could get a text from Jay or Beardo and they're like, hey, do you want to play games? But right now, I'm not planning on it. There is the Stone Cold Steve Austin in the store, but I'm not, all I'll say is I'm not setting up a stream at this moment, okay? I might set one up in about 30 or 45 minutes, but I'm not setting one up right now, okay? If you have not, you can subscribe to D-Day Cobra Gaming. That's where my live streams are. If you want, I'm not guaranteeing a stream tonight, but if you want, that's where I'll be if I decide to do one tonight, which is very much, I'd say 50-50 at best. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier says, thanks to the 199. Thank you, Lying Dogface. Appreciate you as always. East Coast Toasted Boy says, quarter or Kamala in drinking. Ricada. Fuck. There it is. We got to give Kate a send-off tonight. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a good evening, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.
Time to rule at last. 15 years have all been
Yes, I'm back because I missed a few Rumble rants. They just populated on my list. So let me get these really quick. Bronsonite says, been out of the loop with my Bama brother. I need a Breaking Guthrie update. More Culver's. Let's see. Oh, Pueblos Hormonos action. Hail the Snake Pit in the 199. No, there's nothing. Like, that whole thing just went dead. There's no update to Breaking Guthrie at all. So it's crazy. Pre-Nut Corp says, RTU watching Geeks and Gamers Tuesday night's main event yesterday. This timeline is so weird and amazing. He's fat, he's gay, he's bald. He ate his daughter's eyes. Suffa dickers. So RTU was watching Geeks and Gamers. That's crazy. What a weird world we live in. Johnny the Whiskers says, I never got to play online, but I had friends over throughout the years. We always played multiplayer in 64 and Halo 1 and 2. We even did a LAN party one time. This song after the Halo theme called Unforgotten, that's what I always listen to every year on 9/11, taking a moment of silence to remember the fallen before turning in at night. That's awesome, man. One more thing to point out is that Christians being offended over Trump's Pope tweet or being Jesus or whatever. Remember, nobody batted an eye when Obama painted as that. Do you recall that? I do. And then one more thing. Did you see the 2 unconstitutional bills passed in VA and California? VA bill is only popular vote overrides electoral votes, and CA bill is anti-Nick Shirley, so fraud can't be investigated. I saw that as well. So there we go. Got those read. Sorry that it didn't populate in time, but I did see when you guys said something, I refreshed, and there they are. So appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a good evening, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.